Hello friends, and welcome to Please Read Me a Story. Today I'm going to be reading a story from when I was a little girl called Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Henrietta Meets Someone New. So I hope you'll stick around and hear the story. Today we're going to read Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, Henrietta Meets Someone New. This story is from when I was a little girl. It's been well loved for many years. You can see that the cover has come off of it, but I've kept it for a long time because it's a really good story. It was written by Fred M. Rodgers, and it was illustrated by Jason Art Studios. When someone new comes to our neighborhood, we sometimes wonder if people will like that person more than they like us. Let's pretend that Henrietta Pussycat is worried about a visitor who is coming to the neighborhood of make-believe. Henrietta Pussycat was on her way to visit Grandpère. She was walking along thinking, I like this neighborhood. I have so many friends here. I hope this neighborhood always stays the same. I hope nothing ever changes. But when Henrietta came to the Eiffel Tower where Grandpère lived, she could see right away that something was different. There, in the middle of the tower, was a picture of the prettiest, fanciest tiger Henrietta had ever seen. Bonjour, Henrietta, Grandpère called from his balcony. Do you like the picture? Oh, why, yes, Henrietta said. Who is that beautiful tiger? She's my granddaughter. Her name is Colette, answered Grandpère. She's coming here for a visit, all the way from Paris. Henrietta thought for a minute. We don't need any visitors here, she said to herself. We're all happy with each other. I don't want anyone new to come. Henrietta didn't feel like visiting Grandpère anymore, so she turned around and walked away. I'll go to visit X the Owl instead, Henrietta decided. I like X, and he likes me. We can play together. But when Henrietta came to the tree where X lived, she could see right away that something was different there, too. X wasn't in his tree. He was on the ground with a big piece of cardboard and some brushes and a jar of bright red paint. May I have a brush, too, so we can play together? Henrietta asked. Sure, Hen. Here you are, said X. I'm painting a sign that's going to say, Welcome, Colette. Suddenly, Henrietta didn't feel like painting anymore. She gave the brush back to X and walked away. She went to Lady Elaine Fairchild's museum go-round. I like Lady Elaine, and she likes me, she thought. We don't need extra people to have fun. But when Henrietta got to the museum, she could see right away that something was different there, too. There was a big banner on top of the museum with letters that spelled out something special. Hello, Lady Elaine. Are you there? Henrietta called to her. Lady Elaine came out of the museum. I was getting something special ready, she said. It's all about Paris, so that Colette will feel at home when she gets here. Henrietta wrinkled up her nose and said, But this is not her home. This is our home. We don't want anyone new to come here. You must be kidding, said Lady Elaine. I just love to see new people and new things. And she went back inside the museum to work. Henrietta walked away sadly. I wasn't kidding, she thought. I don't want anybody new to come. She might just decide to stay, and she'd be prettier than I, sweeter than I. And Henrietta started to cry. It wasn't long before Daniel's striped tiger came by, Henrietta's crying place. Henrietta and Daniel often played together. They were the same age. Why are you crying? Daniel asked. Because I'm sad, Henrietta answered. Why are you sad? Daniel asked. Henrietta told Daniel all about Colette's coming. She said she didn't want anybody new because there would be just too many people, and anyway, she was pretty jealous, she guessed. Daniel said he understood because sometimes he felt that way too. As they were talking about it, somebody who was carrying a suitcase and wearing a big fur coat came up to them and said, "Excusez-moi, I am not speaking English very well. Could you help me?" Henrietta and Daniel both said, "Are you Colette?" The visitor said, "Oui, I am called Colette. I need help. I am looking for my grand-père." Henrietta looked at Daniel, and then she looked at Colette and said, "We will take you to grand-père." Daniel helped carry the suitcase, and Henrietta took Colette by the paw, and they all walked over to grand-père's Eiffel Tower. As soon as Colette saw her grandfather, she kissed him on both cheeks, and they both started saying lots of French. Then she remembered Henrietta and Daniel. "New friends help Colette," she told grand-père. Grand-père said, "Thank you both very much. I hope you'll help Colette meet the other neighbors too. You know them all so well." Henrietta said, "Oh, we will. Just call us when you need us again." As Daniel and Henrietta walked home, Henrietta talked about how they could help Colette understand X's welcome sign and Lady Elaine's something special. Daniel interrupted. "Henrietta, I thought you didn't want anybody new to come to this neighborhood." And Henrietta said, "I didn't at first, but when I saw that Colette needed us, I thought it was kind of nice to have her here." Daniel just said, "Oh," and the two of them walked past the crying place over to a secret place where they often liked to play. Henrietta was happy when she found out that Colette and grand-père really needed her. After that, she felt she could be a friend to Colette. Children are often surprised to find out how much grown-ups really need them, and it's a really happy surprise, isn't it? The end.